So Logos March Madness has finished, and there are a lot of good deals. March Madness is one of the biggest sales that Logos does throughout the year. What they do is pit commentary sets and mobile ed courses off one against the other, and then people vote on them throughout the month. And they just closed it, and the deals are going to be up for 1 week, okay? So I want to review some of my best buys from the Logos March Madness and just give you some of my general thoughts. And in addition, I'm going to also show you guys in my Logos program some of those resources themselves. So if you're on the fence, you might have a little better understanding of what those resources are. We've got a link in the chat that you can go ahead and click if you are interested in using my affiliate code. I do get a small commission, and Logos March Madness is one of the best sales of the year, and sometimes you get some resources that don't go on sale very often. So I'm going to try to review those very quickly here, and maybe you can get some value out of this, okay? Now, with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the March Madness itself. This is all of the March matchups that they did. And first place won 60% off, all the way down to last place won 35% off, okay? Zondervan Exegetical Commentaries are really good commentaries. I like them very much. They won, and Zondervan rarely goes on sale for 60% off. So if there was one resource that I would say you got to jump on, especially if you like these exegetical commentaries, these Zondervan exegetical commentaries are fantastic. 19 volumes, 60% off. I don't know if I've ever seen them that cheap, okay? Let me just give you an example of what the exegetical commentaries look like so you have a better understanding. And of course, all of these have dynamic pricing built into them, okay? So if you have part of a commentary set, but not the whole thing, you can actually pick up the whole thing for a discount on top of the 60% off. So here's what the Zondervan exegetical commentaries look like. They're very good. They're very in-depth. Here's the one on 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians 2:15a, those who killed the Lord Jesus and the prophets. Then you have it in parentheses in Greek. And they begin to talk about some of the issues associated with it, some of the thoughts, different positions, different evidence. And you can just see it's pretty in-depth, okay? This whole treatment right here is just the first portion of verse 15a, okay? And then down here it changes to 15b through d, and it talks about those aspects. So I really like the Zondervan exegetical commentaries. Again, they're almost never on sale. I don't think I've ever seen them for 60% off, and here you can pick them up. They're the winner. I'm very glad they won, and I want you to know that I filled out the rest of my set. There were a few volumes I was missing. I filled out the rest of my set. So very, very good one to pick up, I think, with the Zondervan exegetical commentaries. Now, the next thing I want to tell you about is mobile ed. Now, here's the deal with mobile ed. These are often available on different sales. Mobile eds are produced by Logos themselves. Now, what is a mobile ed? These are essentially seminary level courses that are taught by seminary professors, okay? This is the Douglas Moo course, 5 courses in one, okay? That's awesome. Now, what are the 5 courses that are available in this one? You're getting 11 hours on Pauline theology, okay? And he goes through all of the issues here. You're getting 10 hours on the book of Romans, all right? You are getting 12 hours on New Testament theology in general. You are getting 4 hours on the letter to the Galatians. And finally, you're getting 3 hours on the letter of 1 Peter, okay? So that is the Douglas Moo 5-volume set, 60% off. Now, here's the deal with mobile eds. Mobile eds go on sale much more often than Zondervan resources do, okay? They just do. So if you're interested in some of these mobile eds, make sure that you're picking up the ones you're most interested in. There are some things that I always pick up just for the dynamic pricing, just because they never go on sale, kind of like the Zondervan, but not so with the mobile eds. I kind of ask a little bit more questions. I do think Douglas Moo is worth it. I've got several of his courses already, and so I was getting a good dynamic price to pick up this set. But this is a good one for me, and I like it. But I want you to know that oftentimes, if you're not a buy-in-bulk sort of person and you want to pick out individual courses, it might be cheaper for you to isolate his course on the book of Romans and look for a sale on it, because they do sales fairly regularly on mobile eds. I've seen several $99 sales on all mobile ed courses over just the last several months, okay? So these go on sale more often. They're not as, if you've got a tight budget, your mobile eds might be where you choose to skimp a little bit because they just go on sale a little bit more often. Now, something I thought was cool was all the runner-ups. Look, only a 3% difference, okay? Not 60% off, but 57% off. That's pretty good. Now, these are the Lexum research commentaries. I like these Lexum research commentaries very much. There are the Lexum research commentaries. It's a 20-volume set, okay? And let me show you just what the Lexum research commentaries look like. So here is the Lexum research commentary. And I like the Lexum research commentaries. And you know what they remind me of? They remind me quite a bit of the Exegetical Summary series. I've talked about these ones before as well. But the Exegetical Summaries go through and they try to analyze what a lot of different commentaries say on the topic. Okay? That's what these Exegetical Summaries do. Okay? Well, the Lexum Research Commentaries are kind of similar to this. Okay? So if you notice, they'll talk about keyword studies. They'll bring out important words. And note that they quote several commentaries that they think have something important to say on the topic. So here, Colossians 3:18. They've got a little section here. And look, they note what several other commentaries say. Here's what O'Brien says. Here's what Hendricks says. Okay, here's a nice quote from the International Critical Commentary. Here's a nice quote from the New Covenant Commentary. Here's a nice quote from the Epistles to the Colossians and Philemon, okay? So, Hermeneia, you can see what they're doing for you is they're synthesizing what a lot of other commentaries say. If you want a one-stop shop for, okay, these are the main questions that get brought up when this passage is brought up. These are a really good place to start because unless you read through 20 commentaries, you're not going to know that the Greek word hupotasso is a major word of contention here at this point in the commentary. You wouldn't know that unless you read 20 commentaries, and then you'd be like, man, in like 5 of these commentaries, it just keeps getting brought up over and over. And then you would know for your preaching, hupotasso is really important to address in your sermon. Okay? Now, you've kind of got a one-stop shop with the research commentaries, and you can glance here first and then drill down into the information that you think is more important as you go. If you have them both, hitting up the Lexum Research Commentary and the Exegetical Summary for a given book is going to be very valuable to you. Okay? So those are the Lexum Research Commentaries, and I like them very much, and they're offered here at 57% off. Now, they're not done with the set, so you're only getting 20 volumes here, but it's picking up on some pretty good volumes in general. You've got most of Paul's letters. It looks like almost all of Paul's letters have been covered. And you've got a smattering of other works, Matthew, Daniel, Jonah, Ruth, 1 Peter, and then Genesis as well. So they're still working on the set, but I like it very much, and it functions very well in, again, very similarly to the Exegetical Summary set. All right, the mobile ed that won at 57% off was the Letter to the Hebrews by George Guthrie. George Guthrie is known as a very strong scholar on the letter of the Hebrews, and this is a big course. I love to see this one because I'm heavily considering preaching through Hebrews after I finish preaching through Ecclesiastes, and this would be a fantastic course to have because he walks through the entire book, right? Pointing out the structure, the major themes, the major ideas. Again, this is a seminary level course that you're getting on the letter to the Hebrews. So if you're interested in going through Hebrews at all, this is a really good one to pick up at 57% off, okay? So I like these offerings all very much. Now we're getting down to 55% off, okay? And here at 55% off is where I start asking a little bit more questions. And part of the issue is because Lexum Press themselves publish a lot of these resources, okay? So the Lexum Research Commentaries I do like, but Lexum Press publishes them. Now, why would that be a problem, you might ask? Well, it might be a problem because when Lexum Press publishes something, they can offer it at a discount or on sale much more often. In the same way that Zondervan rarely goes on sale, Lexum Press stuff goes on sale all the time. And if you notice here, 57% off and 55% off, all of these commentary sets are Lexum Press. Now, these are still good discounts, but if you pass on these, you'll probably get an opportunity to pull it up at another time, right? You'll probably get an opportunity to get it on sale pretty close to this at a later date, okay? So that's one of my struggles with it. Now, I've talked about the Evangelical Exegetical Commentaries before. This is 13 volumes. This is Lexum Press's attempt to put forth a major exegetical commentary in the space, okay? Everybody knows about the New International Commentary set, for example, gold standard in the field for exegetical commentaries. You know, everybody knows about your standard ones. And Lexum Press is seeking to put their own super strong exegetical set out in the field. And that's what they're doing here with their exegetical commentaries. Only 13 volumes thus far, but they're very good volumes. I like them all very much from what I've referenced. Here are some of the volumes: 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st, 2nd, 3rd John, Amos, Daniel, Ephesians, Esther, Exodus, Ezra, and Nehemiah, Jude, Lamentations, Philemon, Philippians, Song of Songs. So, and again, look how robust these are. 1,200 pages on the Exodus, right? Just, these are huge commentary sets. Esther, 416 pages. They are putting a lot of effort in here. Lexum Press wants to break into the space, essentially, right here, look, a premier biblical commentary rooted in the original text. They really want to get out a competitive exegetical commentary series, and here's their offering. Again, 55% off, pretty nice. Okay, the next one, guys, is the Lexum Geographic Commentaries, 6 volumes. Now, these ones are also 55% off. Again, they're published by Lexum Press, so if you can't pick them up now, they're likely to go on sale later. Here's the other problem I have with this set. Not all the volumes are released yet. So far as I understand, there's only 2 volumes out of 6 that have been released. So you're purchasing these ahead of time. This is kind of like a pre-order at a steep discount. So if you're okay spending this price for 2 volumes with 4 yet to come, just recognize that that's the case. Now, here's what I like about these geographic commentaries. There are very few commentaries that are in the geographic space, right? A geographic commentary is trying to give you some contextual insight based upon the context that the people were living in at the time, okay? So, for example, here's the Lexum Geographic Commentary on the Gospels, all right? And you can see what they do here is they're trying to help you understand, hey, when Jesus says it would be better off for somebody to have a millstone tied about their neck and thrown into the sea, here is a millstone found at Capernaum. That's what a millstone looks like, guys. Oh, this is where you would thread the rope through. Look at the context. I never knew what a millstone looked like until I saw this, okay? So, these give you that context, you know, Matthew 18, 1-4, and here's some of the stuff that he's talking about geographically, okay? So, trying to have that geographic understanding, that geographic context, it's not found in a lot of places. You can open up many commentaries and they're not going to have a lot of geography information, but this one is specifically focused upon that, and that's what you're going to get out of this commentary, and it gives you a lot of ideas and a lot of other places to look into. Here's an atlas, a fact book, etc. Okay, so I really like the Lexum Geographic Commentaries, but there's only 2 released right now, so you're doing a bit of a pre-order by picking these up. That said, at 55% off, it's pretty tempting to pick up the pre-order, okay? So that's 55% off. Now we're down to the 50% off resources, and here's where I start measuring a little bit more. I am a big get a deal guy, and so when I see anything above 50% off, I'm really interested. Once I get to 50% off, now I'm starting to pick and choose a little bit more, okay? I'm being a little bit more choosy, okay? Now, here you have another good exegetical set, the New International Greek Testament, okay? And this series is very well known, and you can see here it goes through a majority of the New Testament, right? You've got to work on the pastoral epistles and many others, and it offers most of the New Testament. Very well-known exegetical set. If you want a good exegetical set, you can't go wrong with this one. Okay, very well-known. Now, Anchor Yale is also well-known. This is a super pricey set, notoriously so. Oftentimes, your Anchor commentaries are very critical and written by unbelievers, people who don't actually believe in Orthodox Christianity. Now, it doesn't mean their comments aren't good. I often reference the Anchor Yale series. They're kind of a standard in the field, but just recognize that these are being put out in a very critical and oftentimes liberation to theology type manner, okay? Now, the Word Biblical Commentary, this is a good set, another good exegetical set, much more robust. It's been out for a lot longer, so some of the volumes are a little bit more dated, but it's still a very, very good set. A little bit pricier. I will say I've seen the Word Biblical Commentary go on sale a little bit more often than some of the other Zondervan stuff, so just keep that in mind. And then finally, guys, the Zondervan Illustrated Bible Background Commentary. I like Bible background commentaries. I think they're very good. And then, of course, the Zondervan Illustrated is one of the top in the field, and Zondervan doesn't go on sale very much. So again, Zondervan Illustrated Bible backgrounds, very good, very helpful. So this is probably the one that jumps out at me most. There aren't many background commentaries out there. Zondervan doesn't go on sale very much, and this is a good 9-volume set that I really like. Getting now down to the 50% off. To me, these are take it or leave it on each of these individual books. Again, mobile eds go on sale often. There are good ways to get cheaper deals on them. You can rent mobile eds. There are a lot of good ways to get mobile eds. If you're a Logos Connect user, you can actually get mobile eds. You can rent out mobile eds on a quarterly or yearly basis. And so you can pick out those mobile eds that you're interested in. So these are a toss-up for me. I would jump on them if you're interested in biblical exegesis or Revelation. If you're not, then pass. It's not like you got to jump on these because these go on sale often. 45%. Now I'm much more in the realm of only pick up if you're really, really interested. Okay. So again, some people, a Pillar is probably the top exegetical commentary for many, right? The Pillar New Testament commentary series, it's really well known and it's fantastic, right? So if you're wanting to get Pillar, you can pick it up here. It is available in some base packages, but if you want Pillar and Pillar alone, here's a really good price for it. And this is like the standard exegetical commentary for the New Testament. Like, this is definitely top 3 for almost everybody, okay? Now, one you may not be aware of is not only Pillar, but Erdman's also puts out an Old Testament version of this, okay? This is from IVP Academic, but this is kind of the Apollos Old Testament commentary is kind of meant to be the Old Testament version of Pillar, okay? So some of you may not know about the Apollos Old Testament commentary set, but these are very, very good as well. Equal seriousness, the divine and human aspects of Scripture, and it goes in a scholarly manner, right? But it's very accessible. So I like Apollos very much, and it's kind of a newer set, and so those ones I haven't seen on sale very much. The Story of God, I like. This is another Zondervan offering, I believe. Yep, it's another Zondervan offering. These are much more accessible, okay? These are much more expository, the Story of God, so they're pretty cool. And again, these are some of the volumes you're getting. I like these a lot, and they're expository if you're looking for that. The ESV expository commentary, also available. And again, what's expository? Expository commentaries tell a lot more stories, give a lot more illustrations. If you're struggling through a text and you don't want to get into the fine details, but you want to get big ideas, these expository commentaries might be good for you. So ESV expository is available, and Story of God, both of these good expository commentaries. The God's Word for You series, that's from Timothy Keller. Expositor's Bible Commentary, this is another Zondervan offering, and this is a good one as well. Expositor's Bible Commentary, the Revised edition, very, very nice. UBS handbooks are good if you're dealing with the original language, and if you like dealing with the early church fathers and what they teach on the topic, then I like the Ancient Christian Commentary on Scripture. Okay, so that's a good one as well. Again, mobile eds at 45% off. Only pick these up if you're going to be doing a series on Isaiah and you want access to it. They're good deals, don't get me wrong, but you can find these deals at other times throughout the year. 40% off, I would only pick up if you've explicitly been looking for that commentary set. Almost all of these commentary sets go on these same discounts at other times throughout the year. Okay. Again, I love the Exegetical Summaries series, but it may not be worth it for you at this price. Okay. Final thing I would like to point out, the winner from last year, they put in the Hall of Fame, and that's the New International Commentary, Old and New Testament, NIC. This is, along with Pillar, the standard in the Exegetical Commentaries field, right? And you're getting all of their Old Testament offerings, all of their New Testament offerings. Now, this was last year's winner, okay? They won last year. And so they chose to put it in the Hall of Fame because they don't want the same one winning year after year. And so this is a great series, 54 volumes. A lot of people, this is their only exegetical set, and it will serve you very, very well. I mean, if you have this, Pillar, and Apollos, I mean, you're in really good shape. So really good exegetical set, but only 40% off because it's in the Hall of Fame. It won last year, and they didn't want it to win again this year, so they put it in the Hall of Fame and offered it at 40%. Okay? So there you go. My big leanings, my best buys are the Zondervan commentaries in each of their fields. Okay? The Expositor's great. The Story of God, just because these don't go on sale at these discounts very often, okay? Of course, if you don't have Pillar or Apollos, you can pick them up here. Good exegetical sets. I like the Lexum Press exegetical sets that are offered, but they go on deep discount throughout the year as well. Probably not any more lower than this, but you can wait on the Lexum Press stuff if you don't need it right away. And then, again, the Zondervan stuff I'm jumping on. And I love these mobile eds at these prices. I might preach through Hebrews, so I'm very excited to pick this one up. And Douglas Moo is just a fantastic offering. Okay, guys, that is my summary of my best buys from March Madness. I hope you find it helpful. And please use any of our links down in the comments below. You can use our link in order to get these discounts, and you'll get me a little bit of a commission as well, so I'd appreciate that. Also, please feel free to check out our Patreon, our Twitch, our Discord, if you want to enjoy being part of our community and interacting with us on a weekly basis. We appreciate you continuing to support our channel, and we hope that you enjoyed this review of Logos March Madness sales. Take care. God bless.